I-V-M.
Hello one, hello all. Welcome to the Diary of the Traveling Professor. And I'm Siddharth Deshmukh, your friendly neighborhood traveling professor, talking from rainy Pune. Yeah, rainy Pune. Finally, it has started raining. And it is a very interesting time. Just when the second lockdown, this was a local lockdown in Pune, it opened up, people wanted to get out, and then the skies unlocked. So everyone's staying in. It's raining like hell, man. The funny thing is, about this lockdown that is, what I've noticed is that time has suddenly stopped having any kind of meaning. And I don't mean it metaphorically. I actually mean it in reality. Now, how do I justify what I'm saying? The fact is that we have begun to understand time a little differently, and this has been proven by neuroscience. In fact, if you look at a guy called Andrew Huberman, who's been doing some phenomenal work in this area, you'll soon understand what I'm talking about. He's done some great work on actually how a human brain slices up time and kind of proves the point that Einstein was making. That is, time is relative and everything else is subjective to that. I know I'm butchering that, but it brings me to my topic for this day. And the topic for this day is, how do we live in a world when digital eats physical? Now, let me explain what I mean. If I look at the way in which this lockdown has treated us and the way in which we have responded to it, and again, some areas have been locked down and some areas have been opened up and so on and so forth. And yet, even if it's unlocked, still gyms are closed, clubs are closed, bars are closed, restaurants closed, schools closed, colleges closed. So basically everything is shut, right? So which actually means that in a nutshell, we have moved to digital from physical. Over the past, let's say now almost 6 months, God, I've lost track of time, we have rapidly moved to digital from physical. So that's why I say when digital eats physical, which means that all digital properties have started eating into physical things that we used to do in life. Now, let me not get too corny about this, but I think there's something there. There's something there. So if you look at the way in which digital has changed the way in which the landscape is, we've certainly started looking, at the whole Netflix, Amazon Prime, as opposed to, your movie theater and the rest of it. And I don't want to belabor on that. I think a lot of it has been spoken on LinkedIn and the rest of it. What I wanted to speak to you about, more importantly, was, so how's that changing human behavior? What's really happening to human behavior because digital has taken over physical? Now, the first important thing that I said was that we have begun experiencing time quite differently. Now, what I mean is that there are some things when you change the context, your experience of time actually changes. So whenever you're going to a busy city, okay, the moment you step down at Dadar station in Mumbai, because everyone else is walking fast, you automatically start walking fast. You're slicing up time really, really thin then, right? And then maybe you'll remember your holiday when you're chilling out a little, sleeping in a hammock. And then you suddenly see that life is a very different pace. And you're slicing up time in large chunks. And you're having what I call Duravision, which means, you just get a new perspective. It's no surprise that when we come back from a holiday, we have a new idea or two, or a new way of living life and the rest of it. Now, which means that we don't have access to these natural changes of tempo as far as time is concerned, because we've had the same damn experience or similar experiences over the past 6 months. So because digital has replaced physical, what has tended to happen is that we have experienced a very, very similar sort of life to each other and to our own days. Now, what does that actually mean? It means that because the experience has been the same, don't you see that in your life, by the way? Don't you see that? I can't imagine, time has just whizzed by in spite of the fact that I've just lived the same day over and over again. I can hardly distinguish, except the fact that it's raining now and it was summery a few months back, that it's just the same thing. The experience of it has been the same, and therefore my behavior has suddenly changed and become quite monotonous. And now some of us might want to change our behavior, shake things up and try to do things, cook, clean, whatever, new hobbies, etc. Some of us suddenly stare out of the window, whatever. That's human behavior, and that's actually predictable. But what's not predictable is the way in which the experience itself has been, and therefore any digital medium that changes things up for you is going to succeed. Now think about what I've said. It means that, to be honest, if there is no difference between Amazon Prime and Netflix, nobody's winning. But if I'm going to introduce theater as suddenly an online experience, then suddenly something is changing, because I'm introducing novelty to you. And novelty has been sorely lacking. The second thing that I have noticed, because when digital eats physical, is that emotions are overplayed. Emotions are overplayed, everyone gets upset with each other, and people get anxious. People are at the edges of their emotions. Nobody is, in spite of the sameness of the experience, the way in which people actually experience the variety is by revving up their emotions in one way or the other. So if you've noticed over social media, people are getting angrier with each other. Now, I'm not trying to connect that to the Black Lives Matter protest, but there is a significant factor that we must consider. The fact is that everyone was locked down, and then the horrific act happened in the US, and then suddenly there were protests. I fear, if something like this happens in India, I wonder how well we'll be equipped to deal with it. I have been seeing some people protesting on Facebook saying, this is the last lockdown I'm going to actually be part of. I'm going to protest in a civil way, and the rest of it, man, oh man, we're in for a tough ride if this is going to continue. Now, if you look at the way in which emotions are being overplayed and anxiety is being overplayed, and you combine it with the sameness of experience, we are clearly seeing that because digital is now replacing physical, we are becoming different people in terms of our behavior. We are not the same people on Zoom as the way in which we are in physical meetings, and most of us are beginning to realize that quite painfully. Our lives are different, and because our lives are different, that means we are building new habits, new patterns, and which means over a period of time, we are going to be different. And because we are going to be different, well, our lives and the ideas that we support, the businesses that we build, the society that we create, they're all going to be different, right? Because eventually everything boils down to a unit level. Now, the fact of the matter is that it is as it is. Yes, digital is kind of replacing a lot of the physical world. And yes, it is changing a lot of our behavior along with it. But what is absolutely important for us to understand is the behavior change good or is it bad? One thing that I can certainly say is that this change over the past 6 months has made us have the ability to think differently, maybe like the Apple ad, yeah? Think differently. Think different, it said, I think. Yeah, well, but I'm saying think differently. You have the ability to think differently. Can you do that? Can you actually look at your own behavior differently? Can you look at the way in which you see the world differently? Can you look at your work life differently? Can you look at your relationships differently? Can you, inculcate something completely different, a different, new, next level thought process? Is that a possibility? Because if that is a possibility, then perhaps at least some part of it has been worth it. Otherwise, what will happen is anarchy. The choice is very clear for us. I'm sorry to have such a somber diary entry of mine at the beginning of this week, and I'm sure all of you must be a little surprised. But I wanted to actually end on a positive note. I want to say that, the ability to think differently is because of the fact that we've been having a very different set of experiences, even though they might be very similar to each other. And if you want to have a little bit of fun and a little bit of a different experience, you can head down to my Instagram. I make funny videos there. On LinkedIn, obviously, I'm making a lot of, strange but maybe intriguing posts for you to look at. And if you like podcasts like these, well, obviously you can go to ivmpodcast.com or just download the app. And until next time then, ciao.
I hope you enjoyed that show. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Paytm Money. So, a great week of shows behind us, and I hope that you've been catching up on as much of it as you can. We had Abhishek Bachchan on Football Shitball. Yeah, let me say that again. Abhishek Bachchan was on Football Shitball. Did I mention Abhishek Bachchan was on Football Shitball? That was a fun episode. You should definitely check that out. Really, really deep conversation about cricket and things like that. We had Vikram Kochar on Cyrus Says, talking about the platforms and stuff like what's going on over there. On the note, Maruk had spoken to Sanjay Jha, which was, again, a really, really interesting conversation. On Edges and Sledges, the guys are having an interesting conversation about, well, you know, what are favorite formats of cricket and things like that. So it's just really been a really, really awesome week on the network, and please do check things out. And with that, hope to see you next week.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.